welcome to this episode of Keep It Positive, Sweetie. Today I have with me one of my really good friends, Gocha. You guys may know her from Gocha's Breakfast Bar, Gocha's Tapas Bar, or even when she did hair back in the day. But she is here today. We're going to have some girl talk. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Oh, thank you. You don't have to say back in the day like I'm 59 years old. Like.
But you are a restaurateur now, honey.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
so
you.
back
Thank
in
you
the
for
day.
having me.
Of course. No, I'm excited because you really have a story to tell.
Oh, God, do I?
You do. And I like to highlight women, especially successful women who have like made a name for themselves, doing it the right way. But to show, because a lot of people see us and they only see the light and like, oh my gosh, she's a boss, she's doing this, she's doing that. But they don't see everything that it took to get to where you are today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I say that all the time when it comes to social media. You know, people only show the positive,
Yes.
things that they're doing. You don't get to see the grind and how, all the hardships that they had to get, You just see the glorified part.
Exactly.
So,
That is so real. So I like to give them insight, which makes us more relatable. People can see us and be like, oh my God, I'm just like her, and I can do it too. That's the most important part, seeing that they see themselves in us, but also know that they can do it as well, whatever that is that you want to do. So yeah. So let me see. We met, I want to say probably around 2000 and, I want to say 13 or 14.
I think it was more 2012.
Was it 12?
Maybe 2012.
Wow. Goodness gracious. Time has been flying.
Oh, for sure.
Time is flying.
Yeah.
I used to wear my hair short like Gocha.
Oh, God.
She would cut my hair for me. You were cutting my hair up until the first restaurant.
Yeah,
I would literally go to her
so
office and
beautiful.
get my hair cut. I'm like, Gocha, I know you're not doing hair, but I need my hair done.
You were my poster child. You just didn't know it.
Aww.
I post Crystal, be like, bam, 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 hits after hits. Like, yes. Come on, Crystal, I need my hair done. Okay, cool. Come on through, baby.
Oh, I love that. No, we used to rock that short hair. My goodness.
Bold coats, everything.
That was my favorite. Oh my goodness, my favorite. I ain't about to cut my hair off, y'all, but if I have the itch sometimes to cut it off. But yeah.
Well, you can wear a little wig and.
True. Oh yeah, I could do that. I actually do have a short wig. You just reminded me. Okay, I could do that when I'm feeling a little feisty.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So when I met you, you were doing hair at the time. You had your own salon.
Yeah.
And at that time it was that Midtown?
Which
the one off
did you come
of Glen Iris?
Oh, yes. That was Glen Iris where,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah.
Daddy.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, Glen Iris was the first salon, and you were doing the Hawks cheerleaders' hair, and then you were also styling celebrities' hair. You were doing a lot of things.
And that's where I first met Malaysia.
Yes. Yep. Yep. And then you got another salon, beautiful, bigger space in the heart of Midtown, right off of West Peachtree. Yeah. And then what made you want to say, okay, I want to do hair? What was it that was like this? Did you just love doing it as a kid, or what was it?
Well, the funny part is, when I was a kid, I never wanted to do hair, never thought about it or anything. It was simply, I got on the wrong side of the road. I went to prison, and I got out of prison, and I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And a young lady who was doing my hair at the time, once I got out, I saw how quickly she would take like the first 18 people. You come, sign a book early in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And, if you didn't get on the list, she was not doing your hair. And so every person that came, it was a minimum of $18. So it was like a shampoo and set at that time was $18.
Wow.
So a minimum, you were getting $18.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this looks like the next best thing to selling drugs. So I want to try this out, Yeah. So I decided to go to hair school. I met a girl named Cynthia, and she was in my class. And she taught me everything I needed to know about weave. And I tell people all the time, she had to be my guardian angel because she got out of school. She became a paralegal. She did not even do hair. It was so crazy. I was like, wow. But I built up my clientele before I even got out of school.
Wow.
So I went straight into a salon with a clientele. That's how good
a blessing.
I was. She had taught me a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow,
it was
that's
crazy.
a blessing.
Yeah. So
now you say you went to prison. What was that?
I went to prison. I did 2 years. And
I don't think I ever knew this.
Yeah, I went to prison. I did 2 years. I had just had my son. And the crazy thing is, I went to prison. I got set up twice. One was from a girl that I thought was my friend. The first time it was my husband.
That's the worst.
Which was the worst. It was unbelievable. But you know, when I went to court, they said they sent his name, blah, 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 to buy crack cocaine from me.
What?
That was what was on my affidavit.
Oh my goodness. And you got caught up in that.
So I did 2 years, and I always felt like he was the type, he didn't want me to be out in the streets because he was like really jealous, you know, that type of guy, and did not want me to be in the streets. So I'm going to assume that's why he, you know, did that. But yeah, that was crazy.
But he really didn't want you in the streets.
Yeah,
He was like, I want you. What?
His mom got my kids. Yeah, I was trying to get my family to you know, keep my kids temporarily, and he wanted his mom to keep them, and so she ended up keeping them. So I didn't get a chance to see them while I was locked up. So it was hard, you know, but you know, it taught me a lesson.
Yeah.
You know, get out of the streets. But the whole thing was I was looking for love in all the wrong places. My husband was 11 years older than I was, and so I was just trying to find love.
Yes.
And just got caught up doing the wrong things. So.
Wow. Where do you feel like that getting caught up? Because I know a lot of women have been that girl where they've gotten caught up looking for love in all the wrong places. Where do you think that stemmed from? Do you feel like that was a childhood thing, or do you feel like?
I think, you know, as a kid, I was abused from different family members. And, you know, just trying to find love. You know, I felt like I was hurt by all the people who are supposed to love you. And then, you know, once I, you know, got out, you know, I went to foster care. I was shuffled from home to home. Like, it was a really rough childhood, you know, and I ended up being on my own at 14. And I was just looking for love in all the wrong places, just trying to be accepted, trying to find somebody. And that's how I found my husband. I ended up getting pregnant at 16, had my first baby at 17, got married at 18, had my next baby, went to prison at 19. Like,
Wow.
it was a lot. And, you know, even though I went to prison and did all that, I'm not mad. You know, I'm not. Even though my husband set me up, I'm not mad at him. You know, all these things that I did experience with the abuse from childhood and so forth, I feel like these were stepping stones in my life. They built character. They made me who I am today. And I'm pretty happy with who I am today, you know. So
I must say you have turned out amazing. You know, people never see the scars, you know what I'm saying, that people carry. I don't even think I knew that.
I mean, you know, because I tell people, don't let your past dictate your future. You know, I don't ever want people to feel sorry for me and be like, oh my God, you went through all this stuff and I feel sorry for you. No, don't feel sorry for me, because it is what it is, you know. And had I not went through some of the things that I went through, I probably would not be who I am today, you know. So I don't regret anything, you know. I still deal with it mentally, because sometimes I still feel like I'm not accepted in certain areas, or I don't hang with the, you know, all the popular people. I don't. And I feel like, so those are some things that I still deal with, you know, just being accepted. Even though I am super successful, I try to take my success and just make it bigger in my mind to feel like, oh, you'll be accepted now that you're successful even more, you know?
Yeah.
So those are things that I still battle with today.
Wow.
You know, I tried to go to counseling.
That was going to be my next question.
I tried.
Yeah.
And when I went to counseling, I didn't feel a connection. I didn't feel like they were there for me.
That's important.
I felt like it was a job for them. So it just didn't connect. I still feel like I could use counseling, but it has to be the right chemistry, the right person.
I'm with you because I struggled with that. I had started doing counseling last year, and same thing. It just wasn't a good fit. I was like, it doesn't feel right. I didn't feel comfortable to tell the person the truth because in order to get help, you have to be honest, you know, and you have to put that mirror up to your face and be like, ooh, this is oh, wow. And it causes you to really see a lot of things and unpack things that we as adults have literally suppressed for years. And that little girl or that little boy inside of us never heals.
And I had so many stipulations. I didn't want to go to a man, you know, and even like if I go to a gynecologist, I don't want to go to a man. Like it's so weird. Like it's like it has to be a woman, and they have to be able to connect, you know, like mentally, spiritually, physically, like just
absolutely
the whole total thing. And I just didn't get that.
It's hard to find. It really is. It really is. I've been blessed. I've had my therapist on a few times, Dr. Delana Zimmerman, and she is like the auntie / Ayanla Van Zant who's gonna give it to you real and raw. And I sometimes just like, did you just say that to me? What? But it's so real.
Do you feel like if they didn't actually go through what you went through, or something similar, that they can really tell you how to deal with it?
Right. No, a lot of stuff is just clinical definition or answers. But see, Dr. Zelena, she's been to prison. She's been a drug addict. All the things, you know, and she's relapsed and cleaned herself back up. Yeah, she's recovered completely. So she's lived a life of pain and suffering and knows how to overcome all those things. Yeah. So she's someone who's been through some things that can be like, hey, I can help you get through. She's been married, been divorced. Oh, yeah. She's lived all the things. So
then I might could relate to her.
Yeah,
for sure. You would. For sure. Yeah.
She is amazing. She really is.
Awesome.
Do you feel like, because I hear a lot of the young girl in Gocha that still, we never lose that little girl inside of us.
Yeah.
We never do. And I've learned that in therapy. I'm like, ooh, I didn't realize how broken this little girl was inside of me. And we continue to try to mask. I know for me, masking success, men, clothes, jewelry, whatever things may be that make me happy to just keep that little girl kind of pushed in the corner because I don't want to deal with that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like that has also had an impact on relationships?
Oh, absolutely.
Like moving forward, even after your husband?
Absolutely. I feel like, you know, a lot of relationships that I were in, I maybe was not mature enough to even deal with the relationships. And I pretty much dealt with it or felt like my way, no way, or the highway. Fuck it, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And that was all because I wasn't really mature enough to handle the relationships. I've been in quite a few relationships, and I feel like all of that stems from just the past. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So,
So you recently got married. Now you are married to a woman.
Oh, yeah.
What was it that made Gocha be like, I'm sick of these niggas?
I say all the time, I tell all my friends, I feel so sorry for y'all. Like, y'all might as well just switch on over to the other side.
You always say that. You always tell us that.
I think, number one, I never really liked guys. You know, I think that stemmed from just the sexual molestation that I went through as a kid. I think really that was it. And then when I did experience guys, it wasn't like fulfilling. I felt like the sex hurt. It hurt. And can I say that?
What? Yeah.
Okay. And I was just condoms, dry.
Yeah.
Oh, I can say that.
Oh, yeah. Because it does, condoms affect women differently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a real thing.
Okay. So, you know, I felt like the sex hurt. I felt like, and then when you had to have sex with dudes, you had to use a condom. The condoms would dry me out, mess up my pH. I would, you know.
You need them lamb skins.
Yeah. I mean, I tried those too.
Oh, it didn't work?
But still,
Oh, wow.
like, they still just, it would throw off my pH. So I still would have to go to the doctor. Like, men just wasn't it for me. Like, I tried. And then I felt like guys, like, it was too much. Like, the cheating, like, it was just too much.
It is.
You know, and I always found myself attracted to women. I always thought they were so beautiful, and I felt like connected. And I just gave up. I was just like, I don't want a man anymore. I'm just gonna stay with a woman now.
Yeah.
You know, I tried it a few times, and I finally found someone that I felt like I really connected with. And my wife, I'm really happy with her.
You
and
are.
Yeah,
Oh my
she's super
gosh.
sweet.
So
And
supportive.
she get on my nerves sometimes. I have this T-shirt that says, "My wife makes me want to square up on her." So, yeah, but I love her for real. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love it. I went to your wedding in Vegas.
Yeah.
So much fun. We had a good time. But I guess your wife was just so in love, like that she couldn't even stand up, that she passed out.
I know.
That was the craziest.
I told her she was scared. You know, this was her first relationship with a woman. So I guess maybe in her mind, she was like, oh my God, what have I done? That's probably why she passed out.
She was like,
and
we were taking a picture.
Yes, and you remember I said, oh, it's too late now. You already said I knew.
The wedding was over, y'all. Gocha and her wife and I were taking our solo pictures together. And I feel her wife get a little heavy on my shoulder. I was like, fucking come on, we almost done. She's like, yeah, I just can't. I was like, oh my God. I was like, she's passed out.
That was a mess. Like, I think she was nervous. I don't know.
No, she was definitely nervous. It was a beautiful wedding, though.
Yeah.
So beautiful, intimate. I love how you guys did it.
Yeah.
I definitely, if I get married, I definitely want it to be something intimate like that. It was just my close friends, people I really talk to that I know love me.
Because most of the time you have weddings and you have all these people, half of them you haven't talked to in years, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then you just have this big thing. It's just that's really for them.
It is, and I'm not spending all the money for them.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, I want to do something cute for my people. We don't have fun. Probably get out of Atlanta, somewhere pretty, you know.
That'd be nice. I'll be excited when it happens.
Me too.
It's coming. God said be patient.
I've been patient.
Yeah, he said a little bit longer.
How much longer, Lord?
He said, don't ask me no questions.
He sure did. Listen, he would make you laugh when you try to make plans. I'd be like, Lord, so when we doing this? I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's talk about what the switch was when because you career-wise, you decided, okay, I don't want to do here anymore. I'm going to open up a restaurant. First of all, Gocha can cook. Listen, you can cook. Like, I remember we would come to your condo before you moved into your other house, before you moved to the other house. Sis had been elevated, okay? But I remember we used to cook for us. I'm like, gosh, you can really cook. Yeah. What was it was it just like everybody telling you could cook, or you knew like, I can do this?
So my mom had 9 sisters and brothers, and they all cooked.
Wow.
And then my dad's mom, she cooked. The crazy part is, I never picked up on any of it.
Really?
I did not learn how to cook until I got married the first time. And my husband, I remember cooking, and I made Jiffy Mix. Now, he was like a only child, and his mom used to always cook for him. So when I came in the picture, I did not know how to cook. So I remember when we got married, I cooked, and I made Jiffy Mix.
I love Jiffy.
Okay, well.
I do. I'm from the country.
He didn't like Jiffy Mix. He took that pan of cornbread and he threw it across the room. He said, if I wanted a fucking cake, I would ask for a cake.
That's why I like it, because it's so sweet.
So, girl, from that day, I learned how to cook. Like, for real, I learned how to cook. Wow. I went down to my grandmother's house and she started showing me how to cook. And I just started trying. And at that time I was 18, so I just started experimenting.
Oh my goodness.
And my grandmother worked at the country club, and I used to go to work with her and learn a little stuff here and there. And I just started cooking at home. I just started incorporating, little things and learning until I finally got it right.
I love that. Well, you got it right.
But I tell people all the time, if you can read, you can cook.
You just gotta follow instructions.
You just got to figure out what works for you. A little bit of this, a little less. It's easy.
I love that. And all your recipes are your original recipes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So good. My go-to at Gocha's Breakfast Bar are the salmon croquettes, the honey biscuit, cheese grits with breakfast potatoes, and some orange juice. That's my favorite. I even get it Uber Eats to my house.
I know, girl.
I love it. It's so good. And then at your tapas bar, I love the salmon chips, the lollipop lip chops with the jam. So good. Everything you do is amazing.
Thank you. I work really hard on these things. I really have a passion. I realize that after doing hair, that this is really my passion. This is the first business I've ever had. I've had several businesses, from clothing stores, hair salons. I feel like this is truly my passion, and I feel really fulfilled with this. This is the first time I've ever felt fulfilled when I opened the restaurant.
At what age were you? Because sometimes people, especially younger generations, think everything has to happen right now. But they don't realize life is a journey, and you're going to have things you fall in and out of love with. At what point, what age were you when you decided this is the shift, and then you saw, oh my God, I'm finally fulfilled?
Oh, that was 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And so 5 years ago, this didn't happen. And I see this happen all the time. You don't have a lot of people. It's becoming a little bit more common now that success is coming younger. But a lot of times people don't find success until their 40s, 50s. It
was me late 30s for me.
Yeah.
When everything hit.
So it's just 5 years ago that I realized that, oh wow, this is it.
Wow. And I remember you did have a clothing line. I remember we would go to Miami and you were shopping for clothes at the fashion. I do remember that. I forgot all about that. Yeah, so guys, just understand, there's gonna be different journeys. You're gonna fall in and out of love with things. One year, one passion may be your thing. The next year may not, but don't lose hope, because eventually you will find your niche and what you love to do. I love that, Gocha.
Yeah, and I like to tell people that you should have more than one iron in the fire. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
That's it.
Because this may not work. So continuously making this work,
Right.
Because,
Absolutely.
even when I had my hair salon in Alabama, I had a clothing store.
Yeah. Wow.
I let that go because it became too much. It was next door. Now, if I would have had the clothes in the store, in the salon, but it was so crazy, girl. I would be doing hair. Somebody would come and want to buy something. I would have to stop on their hair, go next door, and try to shop and show people, what they needed or what they wanted or whatever. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh, you was hustling.
Yeah, I was, and it was crazy. I want to say this. I don't know if I can or not, but anyway, I tell people that, sometimes you go to people for knowledge. You ask them to help you. And I remember it was this lady who lived in Atlanta. I lived in Alabama at the time, and I went to her and I asked her if she could help me with my clothing store, because I did not know what to do, where to buy the clothes or whatever. And this lady told me that she could not help me. It was a conflict of interest. Now, remind you, I'm in Alabama and she was in Atlanta. I'm never going to forget this lady. And she had this boutique over here, close to Lenox Mall. I don't know if you ever heard of Signature Boutique back in the days. It was this lady named Wendy. I was so shocked, because I used to shop with that lady all the time from Alabama, and I came up here and asked her to help me, and she was like, yeah, that's a conflict of interest for me. I was so shocked. But I just say that to say that, sometimes you can seek help you ask people for help, and they don't want to help you because they feel like you're competition to them, or you might do better than them or something. And I'm just happy that I'm not that type of person.
You're not,
And I feel like I feel like God blesses you more when you're helping people, you know what I'm saying? And not having a closed fist,
gatekeeping.
Oh no, I can't help you because you might get ahead.
Yeah. No, but there's enough room for everybody to eat. And when people understand that, they won't be like that. But yeah, no, people are like, I don't want to be in competition with you.
Because you know how you helped me with that video?
Yes, exactly.
Sure, I step my game up with the videos.
Because I know that's a big part of your branding.
Yeah.
You know, that's important to know how to do that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm gonna show you how to do it. Like, it's not a problem. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people do that, and I've always been that type of person. Like, if I can teach you something, I'm gonna teach you. If I can help you, I'm gonna help you. And what you do with it is on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I got to keep doing mine. But once I spread your wings and I want you to soar,
Absolutely.
do your thing. But that is so good, and that's why people are so blessed for sure. I always say your living is in your giving, and people look at me and like, oh my God, why her? Like, why? And I'm like, it's not me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what God has like bestowed up on me, but also the fact that I'm not stingy with it.
Right.
Like,
you're not.
You got to be able. You have to be a giver. It's always gonna come back.
Yeah.
You know, in ways you don't even expect. It may not come back in the way you gave it, but it's gonna come back and you're like, oh wow, I didn't even expect that.
Yeah,
you know?
wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you know me, you know that I'm super big on health and what I put inside my body. I've been known as the vitamin lady, the supplement girl, probiotics girl, all the things. But recently I started taking AG1, and that has eliminated all of that. I get everything I need in one scoop. And even with my crazy travel schedule, they have these to-go packs that I can take, just throw them in my bag so I never miss a day. Guys, this tastes so good. When I take it, I feel so much better. It has immunity support, gut health support. It even helps with my mind and clarity. It's really all the things that I need in just one simple drink. If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/Kips. That's drinkag1.com/Kips. Check it out. So that's
You're a great giver too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are too, though.
You give all the time, even when you're not even thinking about it. It's just in you. It's amazing.
Thank you. No, but like literally, I think I've been like that since I was a kid. Like, I think I got it from my dad, because my dad is always like, whatever you need, come on, got you. With anybody, like just the nicest person I ever knew. So I gravitated to the kindness and like generosity. Let me just do this. And when I was growing up, my parents instilled in me tithing. It started with giving to God. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do it because they told me to do it. Yeah. And I would do it, and I'm like, Daddy, I did it. And then I got this. This came just like that. I was like, this tithing thing really works. And I was like, well, what if I tried that with other things? And it's like, literally, it always comes back. Whatever you sow, it's gonna come back to you, good or bad. Yeah. Right. Whatever you sowing, it's gonna come back on you. That's so good.
I used to be happy in church, passing around the little plate and putting my little dollar in there back in the day when I was a kid. So like,
me too.
I used to be so happy.
Me too. I remember when I was broke. I had moved to Atlanta, and I was so embarrassed. I was making $600 every 2 weeks. And when I got paid, I'm like, because I was used to making more money when I was living in D.C. And I came here, I wasn't making a lot of money. And I was like, I'm $60. I just felt embarrassed giving God $60.
Yeah.
But that was the 10th, just giving what you got. Yeah. And literally, a friend of mine called me, and he's like, hey, God just told me to bless you. He's like, gave me like double what I had already, like what I was making. Yeah. So I was like, God, okay, you really being faithful. Like, I see what you're doing, Lord. Yeah. But I used to I remember being so broke when I first moved to Atlanta. And I was like, I'm trying to stay faithful, but I could really use this extra $60.
True.
Hello.
And I know that some people feel like, like when you're giving, like they tell you to give your offerings in church, but you don't have to always do it at church.
Yeah, no.
I give people money all the time.
Same.
Like I hear stories of some of my employees struggling or can't pay their rent or this, that, and the third.
Exactly.
And I bless them with money
that's what the
all
church
the
would do with
time.
it,
Yeah.
if they're doing the right thing.
So I be feeling like, I don't have to be at church to give. I could just give to people.
I had asked my dad that one day. I was like, Dad, I've got all this money. I was like, do I have to give this to the church, or what if there's a foundation, or if I want to take needy families on a shopping spree, or if I want, can I allocate some of this money for different things? He's like, absolutely. So I still send money to the church, but I also take some of that extra money and be like, hey, I want to give to this foundation. I want to help this person. Same thing. Because sometimes people think that that's the only way to give, you know.
Yeah.
Because I look at what my churches do, and they do amazing things, but I was like, I can do that too, and I feel like it still serves the same purpose, you know.
I know my mom, she was like, she'd be calling me every now and then like, can you give a donation to the church? Yeah, but next Sunday she'll call me, can you give it? No.
Right.
Like I'll give like from my heart when I want to, not because you want me to.
Too. Yeah.
Like I don't like that. I don't like to do stuff like that. I like to do it when I want to do it.
Yeah,
you know, like
when God put it on your heart.
Yeah, not because you feel like I should be ging my money to your church.
Because it makes you look good.
I don't even go to your church.
Right. That church is not feeding me. Hilarious.
So yeah, that's just crazy. But yeah, I love giving to people and being able to help. I love it.
Yeah, and that's why you're so blessed. I tell
Yeah.
people all the time.
Yeah.
I've had friends and even family members that want to figure out why nothing's really moving. I'm like, you stingy.
Yeah.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta help people, bless people, be nice.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, cuz. I'm like, I'm just saying. I was like, I'm trying to give you the blueprint here.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm trying to give you the blueprint. I am.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your kids. So you have a daughter, a son that I know. Was it? A daughter?
Dang, how many kids you gonna give me?
I don't know. I'm thinking grandkids. Never mind. Yeah, because the grandkids then got big. Yes, a daughter and a son. What was it like? Because I know you were in prison when they were young.
Yeah.
Really young. What was it like getting back with him after that? Was it tough? And what's that relationship like now?
So you know, once I got out of prison, I wanted to. My ex-husband's mom was supposed to just give me the kids back when I got out, but of course that didn't happen. She wanted me to go to court, and you know that once you get out of prison, you gotta work, you gotta show some history, you gotta have a stable life. Yeah. So I was really upset. So it took me probably 3 years after I got out to be able to show that I was stable. Because of course, remember I told you I had to go to school. I had to find me a place. And it took me about 3 years to go to court, get the kids back. It was real challenging at that time. And I was super depressed about it because I had already been taken away from them. And then to get out and then have to show my life that I'm capable and worthy of being in their life. It was a challenging process for me. But, you know, I got them back, needless to say. And, you know, we've been through some times because even though he wasn't in my life, I still had to raise them by myself. And so the things that I thought was right, raising them was basically giving them everything, making sure we lived in the best places and making sure they had the best clothes, went to the best schools, all that. I didn't find out till now that they're older that wasn't important to them.
That's a real thing.
And it was very hurtful and disheartening for them to tell me that because I felt like I was doing everything right.
To give them the best.
But they felt like, you weren't at my games. You weren't this and you weren't there. Well,
it's a sacrifice.
how could I be there if I was the only breadwinner? You know, I was the one who was taking care of everybody.
Right.
So, you know, they still hold that against me, you know, still to this day. And it's very disheartening, you know. But I did the best that I knew how to do as a parent with what I had been dealt with. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're grown now, so my hope is that they realize mom was doing the best she could with what she knew to do.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, because that was something that I finally came to grips with my parents. They were just doing and I think as adults we end up learning that.
Yeah.
We're like, dang, like, because we see like, dang, they were really just doing the best they could with what they knew.
Yeah.
It's like a generational thing, you know.
I mean, my parents didn't grow up saying I love you and all that. I didn't get all that nurturing and all that stuff. Like, no. So it's even hard to this day in relationships, you know, saying I love you. Like,
I was gonna ask you
you're not
that.
used to that. It's like, how do you say it? It feels weird.
Right.
You know, it feels
even
uncomfortable.
affection. Does affection feel weird to you?
You know, it used to. I'm learning. I'm learning now to like it.
Okay.
But before, like, that was weird. Like, yeah.
I can imagine.
Didn't want to be touched.
Right. Yeah. for multiple reasons. I can
Right.
totally understand that.
Yeah.
You mentioned even like with your children after getting out of prison, still having to prove yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like that's been like a thing that keeps coming up. I had to prove myself. I never felt worthy.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you're finally to a place now where you feel that, you know what I'm saying, that fulfillment, that worthiness to know that like, I do deserve this.
Yeah.
And I'm good,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
That's good. And I hope that your kids, I love your kids. Two amazing individuals. I hope that they see, even with their own kids, you know, I know your daughter has children. I hope that she sees that she's doing the best that she can and can at some point see herself in you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all a mom really wants to hear is like, I get it, Mom.
Yeah.
You did the best you could.
Yeah.
But I do understand too, coming from a home where both my parents worked. One of them at least tried to be there for everything, but my dad missed a lot because he was always working like one or two jobs, at least two jobs at once. And as a kid, you do want that. You know, it's like that didn't matter. And I would look at my friends that lived in the hood where all they had was family because they didn't have the other things.
That's so crazy you said that, lived in the hood, because I remember my son saying, I got friends who live in the projects and they just as happy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He said they don't have nothing and they happy. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, go your ass to the projects then. Shit.
If that's what you want to do, I bet you be that.
Yeah, shit. I mean, he used to make me feel guilty all the time. Like, it was
Yeah.
so crazy. And
That's
still to this
crazy.
day, he still makes me feel guilty.
Aw.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, me too.
I do, because you hope at some point they'd be like,
I know, because they like in
You
their
grown.
30s and we still having these conversations.
yeah. He
When
might
you
need to
gonna
go-
let me live?
Right. Mama got to have a life too.
Right. When you gonna say, okay, I'm gonna let you have that. You did what you could.
Yeah.
So we gonna move forward.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get it. As a child who was on the opposite end, like the same thing, I always would look at my friends in the hood and be like, or I would go hang with them and I'd be like, dang, it's like a lot of love here, you know. But it was love in my household too, but it was shown a different way, making sure we had a nice roof over our head, making sure we had a car, making sure we had clothes, all the things, vacations, you know what I'm saying, making sure we got a new wardrobe every season, like things that my friends in the hood probably didn't even know what that was like, you know. But it was something about just the love and the fun. They found ways to have fun in the hood. That's crazy he said that, because I used to say the same
It used to
thing.
make me sick with that conversation. Like, boy, shut up.
I love it. I love it. So what is next for Gocha? Like, I know you have the restaurants. You just started franchising.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So,
Girl, you're out of here.
Yeah.
How much is it? Would it cost? You can give us a ballpark figure if somebody's watching and wants to franchise.
So if they wanted to franchise, we sell our franchises for $35,000.
Okay. Okay, so kind of like Chick-fil-A, because Chick-fil-A isn't that expensive either, but you guys
You
do.
gotta have this net worth and all this money, and mine's
So I
not
can
as
do that.
complicated as Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A you have to be Christian and all this stuff.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A got some stipulations. We love you, Chick-fil-A.
We just want you to be passionate about it, okay?
I know that's right.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
but
good.
my thing, like even with my franchise, I want you to be an owner operator, not just someone who can buy the franchise and get it open.
Right.
We want you to actually care about the product, the brand, and care about the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do your recipes go along with every franchise, or they have their own menus?
So we are going to make the recipes for them and batch them. Yeah, we're
Smart,
going to have a
'cause
co-packer, so they have to buy it from us.
You smart.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
big boss energy, and y'all are not getting these recipes, okay?
At all, because we want to make sure that it's consistent all
Yes.
the way through every brand.
And that's what I love about your restaurants. Every time I go, everything tastes like it tasted the last time or the
Yeah.
first time I fell in love with it. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, I can't wait to get back and eat that. And then it's like, because you go to some restaurants, you're like,
Yeah.
ooh, I can't wait to go get them lobster bites. And you go and that shit do not hit. You
Or
like,
sometimes I can order something at a restaurant today, and then I'll turn around and say, oh, I'm going to get that again. Like another appetizer, the same sitting,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
And it come out and it don't even taste the same. I be like,
What happened?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be weird. So I'm real big on consistency for sure.
That's good. So if you were to give any young woman or young man advice on entrepreneurship, because this is what you are a serial entrepreneur, a woman who has literally figured it out.
Yeah.
I know you did a book. What was your first book called?
10 Steps to Being a Boss.
See, okay. 10 Steps to Being a Boss. Make sure you guys check that out. It'll probably give you everything she had to say. In depth though, so make sure you go check that out. But if you could tell them something, what would you tell them so that they can know, okay, these are the things I need to do to even get started?
Number one, I would say be knowledgeable about whatever it is that you would like to do. Be consistent, persistent, and make sure that you are pushing out a quality product. You know, the product is very important. And just making sure that you understand that you're going to get some no's. You're not going to always get a yes. Might not be the first, second, third, fourth, but don't give up.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. And you just have to continue to go. You got to have drive, got to have passion. And
because you be up early.
My work never stops.
It don't.
Never stops. No matter how big I get, it never stops.
We can be on vacation and you be like, Gocha, turn the phone off. I can't.
I know.
I can't. We're like, put the phone down. I can't. I'm like, oh my God.
I try to have a work-life balance, but I really don't know what that means. I feel like when you are a entrepreneur, it's just get it when I can. That's
it. That's good. Hopefully you can find that balance soon.
I hope so. I mean, I'm not really looking for it, but I hope so.
Right. I know that's right. That's good, 'cause I know people want to know that. Like, I'm sure that's a question one of the viewers would ask you. When it comes to everything that you've been through in your life, and we look at forgiveness, how have you been able to forgive the people that have done you wrong, or have you not? Well, that deep breath, she said. Have you been able to do that, or do you just like some things just need to be left unsaid? And
you know, I did approach only one person that did me wrong as far as molestation. I did approach them. I did tell them that, hey, what you did to me affected me, and it has affected me my entire life, still to this day. And they didn't say anything.
Are you kidding me?
How
old were you?
That was probably about...
Like when they were doing that to you?
Oh yeah, I had to be about 12.
See, at that age,
About
you don't
12.
even really know what's happening to you. You don't just, you know what I'm saying? You don't know. And I've had people open up and say that they were molested by cousins or uncles, aunts, even women would, you know what I'm saying, vice versa, have done that. And as a child, you don't know what's happening to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on as your hormones and stuff start to kick in and you can feel certain things. You're like, okay, I think I kind of like that. But you don't understand why this person's doing that to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a complete mind fuck. It literally is. And he's probably thinking, oh yeah, she doesn't, you know what I'm saying, she probably won't remember that, or she's not going to say anything.
And even when I told other family members, they didn't believe me. No, they didn't believe me at all. So I always think about other kids who are going through that today, and no one's listening. No one believes them, you know. So it was hard. Even those people, you know, I've had to, who didn't believe me, I've had to ask for forgiveness, you know, for me for being mad at them.
Because they could have stopped it. If they had believed you,
They didn't believe it, you know. And so I just asked the Lord to, you know, help me get through it and to forgive these people. But I definitely don't forget.
No, it's hard to forget. Yeah.
Don't forget, for sure. I mean, and that affected me through my kids because it was like I didn't let my kids go to people's house, spend the night who had men at their houses. Yeah. And my kids, they never understood it.
My mom was the same way. She was not staying in nobody's house. They can come here.
Yeah, that's how I was. Like, my daughter used to be mad at me all the time because I would not let her go to people's house.
Wow.
And spend the night.
Yeah, they didn't get it, but you were protecting them.
But I told her at some point, you know, when she got older, why I did that.
Yeah.
So some of those people, she still hasn't forgiven, you know. But we were just talking about it the other day. She was like, "Oh, I'm still mad," and I was like, "How can you still be mad when I'm, you know, like I've already forgiven them? So why are you still mad? It don't have anything to do with you."
But it's just like
she's like, still.
Yeah, it's like that situation when like. You say for instance you're in a relationship and that person does you wrong. Yeah. You can get over it, but we can't. Yeah. You know, so.
And that's why I tell people all the time, be careful what you tell your parents about your relationships and your friends, because certain things they do not forgive and
they
forget.
Don't. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. So you have to be careful in the information that you share when someone's not doing you right.
Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. But for anyone out there who is feeling weird about anything, or I don't know if there's any young girls that watch, I mean, I know there's young girls that watch this show, but that may be going through something like that, please speak up, please say something, because those people need to be stopped. Yeah. And I pray that you have someone in your family that listens to you, because I can't imagine growing up and then getting to the point where you confront the person and they have nothing to say.
Nothing.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. But you have literally turned out to be such a, I mean, they probably watching dang, God had his hand on her. Oh, yeah. Because look at her.
And I think about that all the time when I think about my journey.
Yeah.
And I look and I be like, God, like he continuously blesses me. And I say, I think he be like, I'm going to do this for you because you've been through this and, you know, you had this rough life. I got you. Like, I really be believing that in my mind.
Gocha, me too.
Like, for real.
I believe that when I hear people's stories and then I see how God has blessed them, I really do feel like it's almost like you know what I'm saying? Like I got you. Like, just know that I know what you went through. Yeah. But I don't know why it had to happen. I can't explain that part. Yeah. But I've seen, when I hear people's stories, I'm like, oh my God, you went through that? And I see how God has blessed them tremendously. Oh, yeah, I've thought the same way.
Yeah. I think that all the time. I'd be like, God be like, you had enough, baby. Let me help you out.
Ooh, that's it. You've had enough.
Yeah, because I'd be like, he say, if you tell somebody this happened to you and this happened, they would not believe that you went through so much stuff. No. And you're still here today.
Still standing.
And you're still positive and you're still striving. Like, nobody would believe. Like, if I ever, literally told every single thing that happened to me, nobody would believe it. Yeah. Like, this one person could not have experienced this much stuff.
Yeah.
Period.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I want to say I'm proud of you. Yeah, I'm proud of the woman that you become. I'm proud that you did not let all the odds that were stacked up against you prevail.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm just so proud of you. And thank you for coming, because I know somebody's going to be blessed from this conversation. Yeah. We touched on a lot of things, but I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to have been here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is my favorite part. This is where the listeners write in, ask us a question, tell us their little scenario, whatever they're going through, and we give them advice.
Ooh,
all right, so it's positive outcomes. This letter is from Melody. She says, hi, Crystal. My name is Melody. I'm from North Carolina. I absolutely love and adore you. I'm so proud of you, and just know I'm a diehard Fatima fan, but an even more Crystal fan. I can relate so much to you in the stories that you share on your podcast. I'm a single mother of 4 adult children. I was once married in high school to my high school sweetheart. We went our separate ways after 16 years of marriage. I'm educated, well-rounded, and I love God. After divorce, I started to learn to focus a lot on myself and rededicate my life to Christ. I've always prided myself on trying to do the right things, set good examples, show people grace, but it seems as if I'm always overlooked. I felt that before, Melody. Since my ex-husband and I had one situationship that led nowhere, simply loving a man who was not capable of loving me back, and most recently, I was overlooked for a promotion that I know darn well I deserved. My feelings was really hurt more so because my supervisor, who I love dearly, rooted for another person and bragged to me about it. How do I continue to walk in grace when I literally feel like doing the right thing gets me nowhere but overlooked? Whew, the encourager needs encouraging. Melody. Ooh, the encourager needs encouraging. Oh my God, I feel your pain, Melody. I think we both have been here at some point in our lives. I have not been married before, Melody, but I can say that I know what it's like to feel overlooked. Just speaking from my career, I was overlooked for 10 years, like literally for 10 years, knowing that I had something that I could do it. I knew I could do it. I knew I could be an amazing actor, but nobody believed in me except for me. And for those years, I literally continued to encourage myself and kept encouraging myself and saying, hey, Crystal, this is what you really want to do. You just got to keep pushing, sweetie. But for you, know that your fate is not in the hands of your supervisor. It is not in the hands of men who are overlooking you. Because I too have felt that too, where like for the past few years, I felt like I was overlooked by men. Me and my girls, we would go out and I'm like, nobody approaches me. Like nobody says anything. I'm like, goodness, like I just want to date. Like it was hard to even find men that would approach me to date because I wasn't going up to no man and be like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing that. But I definitely understand how hard it is. I would say that you need to continue to pour into Melody. Pour into Melody and don't look for that from anybody else. Because, you know, I feel like sometimes we're looking for everybody else to pour into us when we have to take time to pour into ourselves.
Yeah, we were just talking about
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I would say. What would you tell her, Gocha?
I would say pretty much ditto, the same thing. And I would say to not give up on yourself. And as far as the job part, I would not be upset because someone else got the promotion. I would continue to work, you know, on bettering myself as far as my career. I would talk to my supervisor about it, and I would see if there's other opportunities on the table. And not only other opportunities, I would start seeking elsewhere for other opportunities that I know I'm worthy of, for sure.
I love that. That's good. That's good. Melody, I hope this advice hits you home and like you receive it, and I hope it helps. Okay. All right, Gocha. We're gonna do what I'm going through and what I'm growing through. So you watch the podcast, so you know how this goes. So as it pertains to this episode, I always like to tie it into what we talked about. I am going through. I'm going through trying to figure out when it's okay to let go and when you should hold on, you know, and that's with relationships, that's with friendships, that's with family, all across the board. Even in careers, you like trying to find time, okay, is this still serving me? Working on that, because I have a heart, you know, like I always want to be like, I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I always want the best for people. I want it to work out. And sometimes I hold on too long, but I'm working on that. And then what I'm growing through, I'm always growing through trying to not be in control of everything. I feel like I say that all the time, but it is something I really am growing through.
You took my words, like, that's it. Don't even ask me the questions.
Twinning them. Okay, it's perfect.
So I feel like I am going through a time in my life where I'm realizing people, things that are, you know, right for me, the right people in my life, and I am growing through just trying to being able to delegate, being able to sit back and let my team, career-wise, take the wheel.
Yeah.
And so just being able to give up some of that control is very hard for me.
Because it's your baby.
And I know that in order to go to the next level of where I want to be, I cannot always
Yeah,
be.
right. Because me, I'm like,
Yes,
yeah.
I cannot be in control like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm growing through. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And just understanding myself better, my brands, my products. You know, I have retail products. So just understanding how this is how I'm going to be making money in my sleep.
Hey.
And not just continuously running myself, you know.
Now, can you tell us what products? I want people to know if you can tell.
Oh, absolutely. So my products, I have grits, pancakes, hot sauce, seasonings. All of these are coming out.
Oh my goodness.
Within the next month
I feel
or
like
so.
Cooking with Chris and Gocha
I got
coming
a
on.
cookbook too, you know.
And she got a cookbook.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so we need to do another lifestyle episode, Cooking with
Yeah.
Chris. Have Gocha come in the kitchen. We're going to
that'd
use
be
your
dope.
products.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Yes, use your products because I
Yes.
love me some pancakes and I love me some
yeah.
grits.
Yes.
And I love, I like hot sauce on my fried catfish. So yeah, we can do all the
Yeah.
things. We got to do
Yeah.
that. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
That'd
So
be
yeah,
cool.
be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
And then the last thing we do is keep it blank, sweetie. And I'm going to tell the people this week to keep it ambitious, sweetie. I think what I'm taking from you today is ambition and drive.
Yeah.
So I would tell you, all my entrepreneurs out there, everybody out there, keep it ambitious. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? What you got
And
to
I'm
keep
gonna
it?
say, keep it positive.
I know that's right. Keep it positive.
Keep it
sweetie.
positive. No negativity, baby.
Period.
Keep it positive.
We thrive off of
For
positivity. That's why I love you, because you be like, no, you don't play that. You be like,
Positive
positivity.
energy, for sure.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Gocha, thank you so much.
Thank
you. I appreciate you coming. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to write into our Positive Outcomes listener letter, you can write into keepitpositivesweetie@gmail.com, and that's sweetie with an IE. And you can follow me on all platforms at Love LUV Crystal Renee. Gocha, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at GoCha'sBreakfastBar.com, GoCha'sTapas.bar.com, and all social media. Gocha Hawkins.
Yes, that's it. Make sure you guys check her restaurants out. She has you have two Gocha's breakfast bars, one in
And then a tapas.
and a tapas bar.
And a food truck.
So, and a food truck. So you have no reason not to get it because she has you covered on all fronts. All right. Make sure you check it out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Everything on the menu is good. Like there's not one thing. Y'all know I don't play about my food. So make sure you guys go check it out. In the meantime, you know what to do. Keep it positive, sweetie.
And keep it going.
That's right. Bye, y'all.